Ice cold, this damn winter's getting old. Don't even wanna hear what the weatherman told ya. Cause I'ma pack it up and leave it, cause I don't need it. I need a moment that it's heated. Cause right now, I'm only chillin', but not that good chillin'. I'm straight chillin', you know what I'm feelin'? I'm dreaming, scheming, going another direction with UV protection. Kicking it on the beach, hit it! Knocking on my door, the moment that it's full. It's taking in a little vacating. Ain't gonna pass on that. Take your track, take my scratch. Go ahead and scratch my back while I'm spending stacks to relax. Sipping Don Julio, hanging by the poolio. Laying back while the sunshine dries me. And I gotta have my lady beside me. Let it roll, let the day surprise me. A little rest to refresh and drive me. Or get away from the gray and ice. Cause you know I gotta do it up nice. Motherfucker from the 585, no lies, all eyes on my only reprise. Hand it to my brother in the 269, stay alive while he opens your mind.
Thought I would write one while I was doing this. Thought I would try to explain why I'm going through this. See, I'm not no rapper, I ain't no hip-hop scrapper. I'm just a game hunter, determined to catch what I'm going after. The game is 5 hours working and watch what they do. Blend their style and your style, create something new. Now you coming around asking me, why did I change or did I sell out? Or am I going through a new stage? I'm going through something new that I created. Maybe I'm not playing yo, cause yo is dated. I'm just branching out, trying to extend my horizon and make a little cash to pay for all these suits that I'm sizing.
Knocking on my door, moment that it's wrong. Taking it a little vacate, ain't gonna pass on that.
What's going on, my peoples? Welcome to the OBF, the network. I'm your host, Mr. OBF. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. You need more information to donate to the channel. It's down there scrolling below the stream. All right, people. Let's do this shit. So we got the new Speaker of the House. What's his name? Mike Johnson. This dude is a religious bigot. That's basically what he is. And this is why I'm not religious. This is why I got out of being religious or believing in religion like that. I respect people that I know, good religious people, but these are the bad religious people that I'm talking about. So let's get into it, man.
It is such a strategic and really a creative means to defend and advance the truth of Scripture in our time. And you speak all over the country and the world on this subject, Ken. You know, the Ark Encounter is one way to bring people to this recognition of the truth that, you know, what we read in the Bible are actual historical events and that there are implications to what you do with all these stories in the Bible there. That's your...
Let me say this. Shout out to TYT for this, too, for this clip. Listen, this is why when you hear religious, if you really listen to religious people, they don't even know this shit is true. They read a book and tell you that that shit is real. Listen, people, I would never sit here and tell you that God ain't real. It's not a high power. I know that it is. But religion is fake. Religion is fake. And I'm going to be very honest, and I know a lot of people going to get upset at me. A lot of religious people may get upset at me hearing me say that. But religion is fake. You have no proof of the shit that you're talking about. Even if you want to pick up your Bible and say this is what that is, you know how many men through generations that has been putting these stories in and been lying about shit? Think about it. Let's think about this. When we talk about black history in this country, we know this shit is true. So when you hear when you hear racist people trying to rewrite history when it comes to black people in this country, we know that shit is false. It's a reason we know, because we got proof of it. They have no proof of the religion that they're talking about. It could have been there around for thousands of years. I don't give a fuck. But you know how I mean in them thousands of years that they've been putting these man-made people been sitting there putting their history in that shit and lying about it? But we supposed to just believe that. But let's just move on though.
That's your new Republican Speaker of the House nutjob, Mike Johnson, saying how the Ark Encounter, which is a theme park that's dedicated to creationism, is actually a way for people to realize that what you read in the Bible are actual historical events. But wait, there's more.
Or the Congress has the constitutional authority to limit the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court in certain areas. They could say, theoretically, if their political will was there, if we pushed the issue, the Congress could say, you know what, we don't want the federal courts to be able to...
And let me say this about this. Because I ain't a fan of the forefathers. They was racist and slave owners. You know what I mean? Homophobic, you name all of them. They was that. But that's not what the country was built on. The forefathers, if you really hear what they were saying back then, and you read their shit, their documents and shit, they was running away from that. They was actually kind of running away from that. They put laws in and shit like that they came up with to stop this type of shit, or how people use religion to make laws and policy of a country. They wanted to stop that. They wanted to stop that same, mentality. Because listen, a lot of them, think about, let me just explain something to y'all. Do y'all understand that the forefathers allowed in the country for other slave owners, even if they didn't do it, but they allowed other slave owners to molest and rape other men? Isn't that homophobic shit? They allow that. And in the black community, we call that butt breaking. They did that. They allowed that shit to happen. They didn't speak up against that. Listen, a lot of your forefathers was doing the same shit. They was doing homosexual shit too. Believe it or not. Listen, homosexuality been around from the beginning of times. They keep trying to pretend like this is something new. It's not. Let me explain something to you. You know, like an undercover homosexual, people that's homosexual, they don't necessarily come out and say they homosexual or whatever, right? But then come find out they are, right? Let me explain something to you. You think that they was a lot of those so-called fierce people in the Bible maybe wasn't homosexual, they wasn't having sex with men? You think they wouldn't you think they would put that they was homosexuals in the Bible? Hell no. A lot of them probably was gay. A lot of them probably was homosexuals. Look at the Romans and all them. A lot of homosexuals in there. trying to tell y'all. A lot of homosexuality. Homosexuality been around for a long fucking time. It ain't nothing new. It's just that now people feel emboldened to be who they want to be, and I'm okay with that. But don't sit there and act like it wasn't a lot of homosexuals back in the day. We just shunned them. The so-called heterosexuals, and then a lot of them was homosexuals, tried to shun the shit to hide their homosexual shit. Nobody just all of a sudden. Listen, when I think about homosexuality, right? A lot of it comes from, to me, my opinion, right? And it's facts to back up what I'm saying. A lot of it comes from people being molested. I don't think anybody's born gay. I just think that it depends on your environment. It's who you're around sometimes. What is accepted, who you're attracted to, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Because you may not, society may say, listen, man and woman. But then you may get with a man or a woman get with a woman, and then you feel attracted to them sexually. I believe that. That happens. But I don't believe anybody's born gay. That's just my opinion. But it is what it is. Homosexuality is what it is, bro. I don't know why we spend too much time on that shit. I don't really give a fuck. If I'm not gay, if I'm not attracted to another man, I don't really give a fuck about another man being attracted to another man. I just don't really care about that. And if it is a sin and if it is wrong, then nigga, how the fuck is that a problem for me? Because when I go see my maker, I say, hey, I didn't discriminate. They still human beings, God. You know what I mean? Listen, they decided to sin. I couldn't stop them from doing it. That's who they was attracted to. I didn't like it, but I can't discriminate against them. You telling me if God ain't no reasonable dude like that, he can't understand that? It's only my responsibility to do two things in this life as one of God's children, right? Is to stand and believe in the shit that I stand and I believe in, right? The other part of me is to make sure I don't hurt others, regardless of what I believe or not. That's all. You believe in what I believe or not. But my intentions is not to hurt you, though. Not to make you feel less than. Because I'm here to help people. And I ain't trying to change you because you chose that choice. That's on you. We all have a responsibility of how we conduct ourselves or how we want to, whatever our beliefs are. Right? But I'm not pushing my belief. I'm pushing, hey, man, that's just, the only belief I am pushing is to treat everybody the same. We shouldn't be discriminating against nobody because their sexuality or their race or whatever it may be. That's not no shit that we supposed to be doing as human beings. We should not do that because none of us are perfect. We are imperfect. So it's no reason for us to do that. Only perfect person, if you really truly believe in God like that and they believe in the religion that they believe in, the only perfect person is God and Jesus. That's it. Other than that, nigga, ain't nobody perfect. And like I said, that's that person's life. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. If God is the Almighty, he's who he is, right? Like they say he is. You don't think God put these gay people on earth? You think that he doesn't know who they may become? Listen, I believe this shit is all a plan. Yeah, do evil exist? Yes. But we all are responsible if we want to ride with evil or not. So just say the religious people look at gay people being evil. Okay, well, you ain't a part of that. You don't have to live that lifestyle. What are you worrying about it for? But you do not get to stop that evil that you're talking about because they're still human beings and you're not God. So allow them to live their evil life. You know what I mean? Especially if it ain't hurting nobody. Gay people don't hurt me. And I always will say that. I may make that a slogan. Gay people don't hurt me. You know who hurt me? Racists and bigots. They hurt me. So, let's move on.
Courts to be able to decide the issue of marriage that is reserved to the people. It always has been since time immemorial, and it should stay that way. You usurp their authority, and so we're going to take it away from you.
There he is, floating an idea of how you can get rid of the Marriage Equality Act and stop gay marriage. But wait, there's more!
Tonight, dangerous. That's how former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney describes the new House Speaker Mike Johnson. Cheney once sharing an adjoining office with Johnson on Capitol Hill, so she knows him. And it comes as CNN's Cape File has uncovered details about Johnson's history with a group that promoted gay conversion therapy, a long debunked theory that gay people could be made straight. Here's some of what he said in the past.
And let me say this too. I don't like everything gay people do. But I don't have a problem them being gay. I just don't really give a fuck like that. But if I did have the problem that, seemed like this type of dude and people like him have, how is that really affecting your life? And why would you want to be moving around in society that everybody got to be the same? And like I said, you can't say you believe in democracy if you don't allow people to be who they are or who they want to be. You want to tell people, hey, you can't be married in this country. We have laws on books of people being married financially. And mind you, if you are God, you're a God type, religious type person, God didn't believe in materialistic shit. He didn't believe in finances. He always wanted to take care of the poor. Read the Bible. That's what that man did. So you got to understand, your religion don't mean shit in a democracy. And it shouldn't mean anything. Or your beliefs. It shouldn't really matter. Because in a democracy, it's about taking care of everybody. Not just you, your religion. No, let me just put my religion out there and let me make laws and policies to, so it make me feel good about myself rolling around in this society. If you do not like democracy, and it seems like this to me with Republicans, they don't like democracy anymore. Listen, well, just say that. Because your religion don't mean shit when it comes to democracy. Democracy means we have laws and policies and shit like that, but we don't use religion for policy. Because if you use religion as policy, then we're no different than Iran. We're no different than all the Muslim countries you talk about. We're no different than those dictators that you talk about. You ain't no different than Putin. Our country ain't no different. And this is why I said that's where the hypocritical part comes in. They sit there and they try to pretend that we're not dictators, we're the greatest country in the world, but you're doing dictator shit. You're passing policies and you want policies to be what it is. You want niggas to salute the flag and all that shit. That is not democracy. That is Putin type behavior. That is dictators type of behavior. Even when it comes to your religion. Nobody's saying that you can't be a Christian. Nobody's saying you can't have a church. Nobody's saying you can't spread the word. We're just saying that you can't come and get into the policies when it affects everybody. Religion don't affect everybody. It doesn't. People being gay does not affect everybody. The color of your skin doesn't affect everybody. Well, at least it shouldn't. None of them things I mentioned, it shouldn't do that. But we in a country where that shit affects everybody. But you gotta stop that. Stop saying we live in a democracy and you believe in the Constitution and you believe in democracy when you trying to push your own agenda to make laws. The fuck out of here. And then you're doing it to just target one group. And then anybody that support that group, regardless if we ain't gay or we ain't a part of that group, you know, skin color or for sexuality, we all pedophiles. We all believe in pedophilia. That's not cool. That's not democracy. Shout out to my brother True in the building. What up, True? Get back into it.
Passed.
It's time for an honest conversation about homosexuality. There's freedom to change if you want to.
There he is, advocating conversion therapy. That's right. If you're gay, they can convert you out of it. But wait, there's more.
What's happened, Alex, over the last...
Let me say this. Because people are gay, I would never say that it's some type of therapy we can give them to change. I don't believe in everything that gay people do. I'm not gay, so I don't really care about them being gay. But I would never try to come up with some shit to try to change people in that way. That's the most weirdest shit when people saying, I'm just trying to change you. I'm trying to get, you know what I mean? That shit bullshit. My thing is to try to get people to look at it from a different perspective. That's it. Other than that, you can choose whatever route you want to go with that. Or the information I put out or my beliefs. That's up to you. But I'm not trying to change you. I can't change you. You got to want to change. That's something that you got to want to do. You can't make people change. You cannot make people change. It's like people that commit crimes. You can't make people stop committing crime and being violent. It's just who they are. That's who they want to be. That's who they going to be. Now, you put things, laws and shit that like criminals that harm people, but is gay people really harming people because they gay? Because they like the same sex? Is they really physically harming you? No. And then you want to talk about, oh, well, it's a mental thing. Well, listen. Like I said, nobody's born gay. Right? That is a fact. Nobody's born gay. I don't give a fuck what a lot of some of them gay people say. Transgenders. I don't give a fuck about that shit. That is not proven that people are born gay. When you come in the world, man or woman, it's basically who you're attracted to. And what society that you are in that allow that. Well, not even allow it, but just be open to it. You get what I mean? Like, listen, nigga, if I was born, you never know, any of us, if we was born around this time, a lot of us might be in the society of what we in, might like gay shit. We don't know that, for sure. We don't know what we gonna be attracted to if we was born in this type of society now. But people keep acting like gay people's society or this society that we're going through is something new. It's not. It was gay people back then. And every generation, every era. They always been there. That's what I keep trying to tell people. And we keep trying to sit in and try to downplay gay shit. Like, nah, niggas, they gay, they gay. I don't give a fuck.
Over the last 60, 70 years, is that our generation has been convinced that there's a separation of church and state. Right? We heard that term all the time. And most people think that that's part of the Constitution, but it's not. Remember, I'm a constitutional lawyer.
And there he is arguing.
Actually, it is. if you are gay, I mean, if you look at the Constitution, the country was built, was not like, it's like, if you look at the country, we all know it's some of that shit is fraud shit, because you know the forefathers that helped create the shit. We know that they was just only talking about white people, but, and now that's what he's talking about, white men. But yeah, if you want to be, he's not wrong about it, but he's not, you want to be literal about it? No. All men, all women get treated equally. All persons get treated equally. It got nothing to do with your religion and who your sexual preference is at the end of the day. But I get what he's saying, because yeah, they did. That was the mind state of some of those racist ass forefathers. That's why we don't supposed to glorify them. That's why they the scum of the earth. That's why they should not be having statues and people recognizing how great they was. They was not great. They was horrible people. Let's move on.
Arguing that the separation of church and state is a bad thing, and that we should have it come together. Church and state should be together because you should have more church in state. That's a great idea. Yeah, Mike. All over the world, wherever they
think about that. Well, when these are the same people that want less government, but you're telling us that we should just, everybody should just live by this religious law that you have. It should be one religion. Christianity. Like, nah, bro. Well, we ain't no different than other countries. It's the most weirdest shit ever. It's the most contradicting shit ever. Like, come on, stop it. I don't give a fuck what you believe. You believe in what you want to believe. I just don't push that shit on other people. I'm not saying that you don't have the right to spread the word of what you believe, but don't act like everybody has to be like that. And if everybody ain't that way, then everybody bad. No, because I can look at you fake ass religious people like y'all are horrible, bad people. And I truly believe that. But anyway, let's move on.
wherever they've mixed church and state, it's really worked out well. Like the Islamic Republic of Iran, which is where I was born. Oh, it's going great. Yeah, theocracy is a great way to go. That's what Mike Johnson wants. Mike Johnson, the more you learn about Mike Johnson, the more scary he becomes. He looks good. He looks very innocuous. Hair's perfect. Wears the tie, the suit. Everything looks clean, innocuous, harmless. And yet, he wants to get rid of gay marriage. He had ties to Christian nationalism, which, again, pushes for more Christianity and religion in the state. He's wanting...
And let me say this. If you didn't have Christianity and religion, I'm not knocking it, but if you didn't have a lot of religion and shit, a lot of people who are religious and believe and raised that way, a lot of them will be homosexuals. Believe it or not, they will be homosexuals. People like me, I wouldn't be a homosexual because I don't really care about if you're a homosexual or not. But people that care about people being homosexuals or religious people care about that shit, a lot of them, if they didn't have that religion, right? And some of them hide their homosexuality. But if they didn't have that and they wasn't taught that, a lot of them will be gay. A lot of them. Not saying all of them, but a lot of them would be gay. So, you gotta think about that shit when these niggas be talking that bullshit out their mouth. A lot of them be homosexuals. They will be out there fucking around with them transgenders and being gay and liking men and liking women and shit like that. They would be a part of that. They would be a part of this. Right? But, like I said, I was raised a different way. The way I was raised, it was about women. I'm a man that you like women and shit like that. So I always been that. I ain't never put it like this. It's not like I ain't never had an encounter with gay people or tried to get me to be gay or try to hit on me. I ain't gonna say try to be gay, but yeah, I can say that. But or try to like get me to try to be on some homosexual shit. That's what happened. You know what I mean? But I'm not a homosexual. I wasn't attracted to men. So I don't, in my beginning of my life, even now. So that's where I'm at. I'm with women. I like women. That's cool. I'm standing on that. I ain't got a problem with gay people liking the same sex. I ain't got a problem with it. But you know, I think when you, a part of me, I get it a little bit when you. The one thing about America, we should be diverse in that. We should just make it seem like, oh, hey man, whoever you're attracted to, that's who you ride with, and it's okay. You're still part of society. That's how that's supposed to go. But if people are sitting out here saying, oh well, I'm not gay, so you know, and my beliefs, I'm not gay, and my upbringing wasn't like that, then you should be that way. Nah, we don't get to do that. And I get some people say, well, why are we making homosexual sexual things okay? Well then, listen. How many heterosexual people from back in the day, because you know it was heterosexual, if they was in a society where gay shit was like that and it was open and everybody was like, hey man, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to express your sexuality, how many of them motherfuckers back in the day would have probably did that? Mind you, I'm saying this because there was a lot of homosexual people back in the day. It wasn't a lot of them. Now that it is, there's a lot more of them now. They're more open. They're more open to whatever, you know, they're trying to experiment, or some of them experiment with being gay. You get what I mean? But we just live in a society where gay shit is not what we teach. It's not in our society. It's not some shit that we teach our kids. You get what I mean? Because we all raised a certain type of way. You raised a certain type of way. You know what I mean? You know nothing as a child in a way. That's why I told people, ain't no child is gay. No child comes out gay. No child. It's society. So a part of me understands that, but at the same time, I don't have a problem with them saying they have a problem with gay shit. My only problem is, or people pushing gay shit, my only problem is that the people that decide to be gay or saying they want to be gay or whatever, and they ride with it, and that's what they on. Let's just respect that. You don't get to say they gotta be the way I want them to be. I'm a heterosexual man. I love women. I don't want no gay person to pass no law and say, well, you know what, hey, what if gay people got in control and they say, you know what, everybody gotta be gay. You gotta like men, and or you gotta like the same sex. What if they said that? What if they was as cruel as heterosexual people be? Think about that. That's how I think about that shit. Think about the power structure of that. If homosexuals are in charge of the country and they say everybody gotta be gay, how many of us have resistance and we be fighting back against that shit? I know I fight against that shit. So it ain't no different from me fighting against people that are heterosexual people saying, oh, well, everybody got to be heterosexual people. No, nigga, no. Let them be gay. Let's move on.
He's wanting to, he believes in creationism. He believes that the earth started 6,000 years ago. This is a guy who believes in this fantasy, but he's the leader of the Republicans. He's the Speaker of the House. Oh my gosh. He is one of the architects of trying to steal the election for Donald Trump. That's right. The leader of the Republicans is one of the guys who tried to steal the election for Donald Trump. So
and think about what he did. You can't believe in, church and state. On one hand, he said he believe in church and state. Listen, is how in different states people have certain laws, right? But he doesn't like that. He like on some dictator shit. Everybody in every country, every country, every state should live by the same laws. Listen, I said that one at per the time when it comes to voting. But I was saying it in a way of making sure the people that was qualified to vote can vote. You know what I mean? I still believe in we should have a day off for everybody that can vote. At least 2 days, because everybody like can't vote the same goddamn day. So we at least should have like a day, like at least two to 3 days where everybody can vote. Regardless, you're getting a day off. Pick and choose the day you're gonna have off, and you vote that day. I believe that. I believe every vote counts, but I don't. I'm not trying to take away nobody vote. Like, you know what I mean? I want to give people chances to vote. You don't know, like I said, everybody vote counts. That's a democracy. But when you start talking about, oh well, you know, this state shouldn't have been doing that, this state shouldn't be doing that because of the person that you fuck with didn't win that state, then come on, bro. Oh, so the way y'all did it in y'all state, that was correct because they did it in that state the way, because the person that you voted for, or the person that you defend, right, or a person that you say, hey, you know what, this is the person that I want to vote for, right, and this is the person that it is. But then when that person, he won in your state, but then you go to another state, oh nah, that shit, their laws is fucked up over there. Sometimes you in a certain state where people gonna vote for the person that you like more than another state. That happens. That's democracy. Nobody gotta. Every state don't have to fuck with your fucking person that you fuck with, that you think should get that vote because your state did that, or just because you think about that. That's dictator shit. That's dictator thoughts. And they playing around with that shit and they trying to act like, oh, we not about that. Everybody should have the same rules. Listen, I believe every state did have the same rules of voting that they want, they still would lose. The Republicans still would lose. You still would have a big thing of people coming out to vote. It will happen because their policies suck. It just is what it is. But then you can't act like, oh, we need to let the states decide. Well, the states decided in certain states. That's what they do in certain states, or how they do things. And it wasn't illegal. And just because it's different from your state doesn't mean that it might be illegal in your state to do certain type of shit and don't go through the criteria. But that doesn't mean it's illegal there in that state. But that's what I be saying about these fucking fake ass dictator type of people. They're not really constitutional people. They're not really people that actually believe in democracy. They really truly don't. Or voting rights. They really truly don't. But like I said, if we just go off of what they saying we gotta do, then okay, I guarantee you, you still will lose in states. You still will lose in those same states. You put any rules like that, I guarantee you still lose. We call that what they trying to do, switch shit up in other states. Because I do it in my state, you shouldn't be doing that in your state. That's called gerrymandering. That's trying to make sure people don't vote. Try to make it hard for people not to vote. That's called gerrymandering. That's called not wanting people to vote. Anyway, let's move on.
So all this to say, this guy is a bad dude, and he gets worse and worse the more we find out. He wants to make America a religious dictatorship. He wants to take us to the Handmaid's Tale, because for him, that would be great. He's happy that women don't have the right to choose.
Listen, And that's my thing to all the Republicans out there. If you believe in what this dude believe in, then how can as Americans we can go around and judge Muslim countries, how they treat their people, and what their laws and policies are? We can't. We can't do that. So y'all need to really wake up, like, or what the fuck y'all saying that y'all believe in and what y'all think. It's hypocrisy. Everybody need to be here Christianity. We need to be on the same, like, nigga. But that's no different than Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, any Muslim country. That's what they do. Any dictator country, Lil Kim and them. It's the same shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Russia. It's no difference. The only difference is some of them states, some of them countries, they don't use religion. This is the belief. Listen, religion is a belief. They ain't no different than from a motherfucker believing that they gay. You get what I mean? There's no difference. You believe that you're a Christian? Okay. There's no different that gay people believe that they gay. No difference.
He wants to eliminate more LGBTQ rights. I'm sure he is against other religions having certain freedoms. Because why? He's a Christian nutjob. So take it from me, folks. You don't want this. Trust me. Look at what's going on in Iran right now. Before the Islamic Revolution, Iran had problems. It had its own problems, but it was not as crazy as it is now. Women now have to cover themselves up in Iran. A lot of rights of other minorities has been taken away. Any kind of religious minority, they go after the Baha'is. They go after a lot of different religions, and it's a really dark place. So that's what Mike Johnson wants for this country. He wants a country where religion rules, where these crazy, wacky things that you read in the Bible, he says, are all history. Sure, there was probably some historical figures that exist in the Bible, but a lot of that crazy stuff did not happen. He thinks, based on that first clip that we showed you, where he's talking about this amusement park, the Ark Encounter, he thinks that dinosaurs were pets. Yeah, he's kind of cuckoo. And yet, he's the leader of the Speaker of the House of the Republicans. Well, he's the leader of all of Congress.
And let me say this, right? If you are a person, excuse me, if you are a person that runs around the world thinking that listen, it's hard to explain this because I don't want to be like ignorant to shit, and I don't want to be just like thinking that what I'm saying is nobody else got to say. I ain't gonna say it ain't factual. It's just I don't want people to think they ain't got no say. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. When you run around the world, when you think whatever position that you are in life, if you living great, you got some power, whatever it may be, you thinking that you're not gonna die, you're gonna die. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can be the richest motherfucker in the world. You're gonna die. Your only thing is about legacy. That's what it's about. So when you read the Bible and you read shit and you read about history and shit like that, think about all the people that has died and they got legacy, right? They say, people say they got a legacy. It's about what that legacy is. Like Hitler, regardless of how you think about Hitler, Hitler got a legacy. He's looked down on that, but it's people in the world that says Hitler was right about how he felt. and what he was about, what his beliefs was. It's people in the country like that. I mean, in the world like that. So what I'm saying is, you think just Hitler was just thinking about like people like that, that's dictators like that? You think they were just thinking about like in the moment? No, they was thinking outside of that. They was thinking, oh, when I die, this is my legacy. They wanted to have an impact, regardless if they hurt people or not, or whatever they maybe truly believed in it. But they did it for a reason. So my thing is to always tell people is like, everybody has a legacy. It's what your legacy is going to be. Right? Everybody keep thinking that they're more important than the world. They're more important than others. I move as, listen, I don't think I'm more important than another person. I know how special I am. I got the confidence. I know that. Some people say I'm arrogant. It is what it is. But I don't, my legacy is what's going to be. For right now, God forbid anything happened to me, but if it happened to me right there now, well, y'all don't see me out of this, or whatever, I went dead now, my legacy, you know my legacy will be? Is I didn't do everything I said I was doing. Or I wanted to do, put it like that. And I used to be a criminal. That's my legacy. Now, it's going to be people that come out and say, Kenny did some positive shit, he was a good dude or whatever. Yeah, of course it's going to be that. But to me, my legacy is, I used to be a former street dude that did harm to people. I'm working hard now to try to fix that. You get what I mean? Every day I try to fix that to be a better person and try to do good and help others. You know what I mean? And I don't have the status or the fame or in certain situations of what other people may have. But it's your responsibility as a person to be big. I mean, not to be big, but to leave a legacy that means something. And all of us ain't gonna be famous. All of us not gonna be what you would call it, like, everybody ain't gonna be internet worthy. Everybody ain't gonna talk about you. You are nobody into the world sometimes. Everybody wanna be somebody because they be like, oh, I wanna have a legacy. No, I don't wanna have a legacy because I'm doing some shit to have a legacy. I wanna have a legacy because motherfuckers like, yo, listen, everybody in the world ain't gonna know who the fuck you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, listen, certain people like Michael Jackson and shit like that, those dudes are a little different. But everybody is not gonna have that type of legacy. And we gotta understand that. And we keep fighting to have that legacy of people recognizing who the fuck we was. You put so much energy and work so hard to try to be on that level of people recognizing you, then you're not recognizing, just have the legacy that you have. Let me explain something to you. We ain't taught the Mike. Can anybody say, hey, let's get Mike's point of view about being dead and his legacy? He's dead. Can we go talk to Mike about his legacy? What you think about your legacy, how people perceive you now that you're gone? We can't do that. Is he dead? Stop out here doing shit that you shouldn't be doing. Live the best life that you got and help as many as people that you can help in your life. Do good. Do more good than bad in your life. Stop trying to get famous. Stop trying to do all this extra shit. Cause like I said, no, everybody in the world don't know who the fuck you are. As big as Michael Jackson is, right? Nobody knew who the fuck everybody in the world ain't know who Michael Jackson was. Still to this day, they still don't know who the fuck he is. It's somebody that don't know who the fuck Michael Jackson is. I don't give a fuck how famous he was, how big his impact was, or none of that shit. He's still, everybody in the world don't know who the fuck Michael Jackson is. You think them people in Ghana give a fuck about who Michael Jackson is? You think people that's younger, they heard of him, but they don't know who the fuck really Michael is. You can hear of a motherfucker, but do you really know his history? Do you know what he stood for? None of that shit. No, they don't. It's up to you to make relationships with people that will cherish you and push your life after you dead and gone. That's all it's about. Everybody want to sit here and get famous, and everybody want to be going viral and all that shit, trying to get all that shit. Man, listen. You can be famous. You see all these niggas on YouTube, they like to get famous. They like, all that other shit. But with that, at the end of the day, what do it matter? Because everybody ain't going to know who the fuck you are. And like I said, and I'm going to continue to keep saying this. This is why I ain't going to say cherish my life. I love my life. I cherish my life. But I don't try to sit there and try to push my life so big like that. Or try to act like I'm better than people or try to be famous. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how famous you are. The world moves on. And they will forget you. You're not on their radar because they're still living. They're still living their lives. You just want to have an impact in the world where people still respect you. That's it. When motherfuckers bring your name up here and there. Be like, oh yeah, he was a good dude. Yeah, I fuck with him, man. Blah, blah, blah. That's all that's about. But the day-to-day life of people, give a fuck if they rich, poor, whatever they may be, nigga, they just moving on with life. They not, nobody's thinking about you when you dead. Nobody really cares that much. Like, honestly, after a while, they don't. They may celebrate you here and there, but hey, nigga, you once out of a year. You once out of a year. You know how many people as great as you may be? You think they really care? Like, real talk. I just be trying to get people to understand that. Like, I don't live life to be famous. The fuck? Yo, when you die, nobody cares about you. Regardless if you famous, I ain't saying they don't care about you, but you're not as famous as you was and as big as you was. People move on with life. Because they living in reality. They living their life. Michael Jackson, as big as he is, he's one of the greatest human beings and greatest people in the world, entertainers in the world. Nigga, nobody be thinking about Michael Jackson every day. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you this. I don't think about Michael Jackson every motherfucking day. I'll tell you that shit. Y'all gotta think about that. So stop rolling around in life pretending that you think that, like, you want to be famous and all that shit. You getting out trying to get all this shit to people to remember you. The world will remember you. Listen, the world will move on without you. Overall, the world will move on without you. It's the people around you that you want to have an effect on. That's it. And like I said, we ain't never been dead before. So you don't know how you may feel when you dead. You just truly don't know. See, I tell y'all the real. Niggas sit here and pretend and tell y'all all the fake shit. Tell y'all, listen, you can sit there, oh, Kenny got all the jewelry on. Nigga, when I die, all this jewelry dies with me. All this knowledge that I may have, all that shit dies with me. Hopefully somebody pick it up and take the mantle and keep rolling with it, but I'm hoping that. But just one motherfucker, okay, or just 1,000 people feel that way. But that don't mean that I'm somebody. There's 1,000 people that fuck with me and say, yeah, Kenny was a real one. Listen, my circle is who I care about. Now, don't get me wrong to y'all. I care about how y'all think about me if I die today tomorrow, of course. But my circle is the main shit I care about. And even in my circle, they gonna move on with life and they ain't gonna celebrate me and care about me as much. Because they gotta move on with their life. Y'all keep worrying about. I hear niggas all the time, well, I'm here, but that's the reason why I gotta be here to try to, like, live my life and only care about me. Well, hey, bro, that's the decisions you making, whatever. But I ain't here for that. I ain't never had shit, so and I see people that don't have shit. I see people that was in my predicament and even worse. I want to help that. But I'm still going to live my life. I'm still going to be happy. I'm still going to do some shit that I want to do. But I always tell people, I don't work for me. I work for other people. I work for people. I work for my family. I work for other people that I want to help. I don't work for me anymore. Because I understand that. And people got to really, truly get out of their bubble of thinking that dumbass shit. I'm working for me. I'm only working for my family. No, nigga, you're not just working for your family. You're working for other people.
Congress. He's the Speaker of the House. So, how do we avoid this, folks? The way we avoid it is you register to vote, you vote blue, don't vote cuckoo, and don't vote for somebody who's an election denier. Don't vote for somebody who is not.
He's saying, the normal shit that people say, which people should know. But, like I said, life is precious. And living your life selfish, as much as that brings joy to you, it's not the right thing to do. Like I said, I don't live, I try not to live stress-free. But stress comes with that. Regardless if you just living your life carefree, it comes with stress. So life is just stressful. It just is what it is. But I'd rather be knowing that I'm doing something positive and trying to help others than just trying to be selfish just to help me and my family. I want to do better, man. I just want to be better as a person. And I want to, like I said, I don't do this shit because I want other people to, not all the time, it's a percentage I care about what people think. And what my legacy is, of course, that. You don't just do it just because. Anybody tell you that, that's a lie. But I mainly do this shit because when I do shit, I feel peaceful. I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something when I'm helping other people or living the life that I live. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. When I was out doing fuck shit all the time, at the time it might have felt I was accomplishing something or whatever, but I look back on it, I wasn't really accomplishing anything. Or being selfish in life. I wasn't really accomplishing anything. I just was making my own self feel good about some shit. Listen, I don't need that much to make myself to feel good about myself. Right? Because if I can't do shit to make myself feel good, how the fuck am I gonna go out and try to help others? You get what I mean? I gotta feel good about myself. So I already do shit to make myself feel good. So, you got jewelry on and shit? Nigga, this to make me feel good. I like how I feel. I can't die with this shit. But this is how I feel. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to feel good about myself. I wanted to shine. I feel good having a little jewelry on. And the crazy shit about it, I don't even like jewelry. Motherfuckers, I own guns. Motherfuckers be thinking I like guns. Nigga, I don't like guns. But I have guns for a reason. No different than having jewelry on. I have it on for a reason. I shine for a reason. I have my jewelry on for a reason to make me feel good. Not to stun on nobody else or try to shit on people like that. A little part of you do that. But for me, it's not that. A little part of me, yeah. But the other part, like 90-something%, no, nigga, I do this shit for me. I like to feel good. I like to feel, look at my shit, shining. I like that. Like to feel that way. Feel good on my neck. Feel good on my wrist. Feel good on my fingers. But nigga, I don't roll around all the time wearing jewelry. Honestly, I don't. Don't really care about it like that, like people think. Like when you get dressed every day, and you put your clothes on, right? Is that really truly about only just about you feeling good about yourself? Nah, you want to go out there, you want to show motherfuckers I'm clean, right? But a big part of it, if you me, I get dressed and get fly, get some clothes and shit, look good, feel good, smell good. That's for me. I smell good. Big 90% of the time. But it's that other 10% that you try to shine on motherfuckers, let you know, nigga, I smell good, I look good. I feel good. So, I ain't a hypocrite like that. People be playing with that shit. Love your life, man. Love your life, man. But at the same time, understand, don't be selfish. Understand you gotta do some shit. It was crazy because I'm gonna leave this with this. I fixed my mother-in-law cameras, right? Like maybe about 2 weeks ago. Maybe a little longer than that, about 2 weeks ago. And I went up there and I fixed her shit. And, put her cameras and shit up. And then my mother-in-law, I think I talked about this before, but my mother-in-law gave, I think that's my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law done helped save my life. I told my mother-in-law that plenty of fucking times. I wouldn't be the man I am if it wasn't for her. You know what I mean? Partly of who I am. My mother-in-law did like way more shit than that. Like, I can't get into details about that, but she did a lot of shit for me. Like, my mother-in-law treats me like I'm her son. Like a blood son. That's how she treats me. My mother-in-law loves me. You know what I mean? She loves the shit out of me. So, I always, to me, myself, I always feel like I'm indebted by her. You know what I mean? I'm indebted to her. Like, my mother-in-law needs something, wants something, I do it. Like, you know what I mean? So when I did the shit with the cameras or whatever, my mother-in-law was like, after this shit was all over, she was like, I seen what she was doing. I was like, oh. Like, I automatically just, like, got weird about it. Like, because I already knew what she was on. My mother-in-law was digging in a pocketbook and shit. And but the understanding is with my mother-in-law, if my mother-in-law give you something, it's insult. If you don't take that, you know what I mean? You can say, hey, mommy, you ain't got to give me that, right? Because everybody call her mommy. Mommy, you ain't got to give her that. You ain't got to give me that. You can say that, but you better not say that you're not going to take it. Now, mind you, I didn't need the money, right? Like, honestly. I mean, any money helps, like, but I didn't need the money. I didn't do that for the money. But mother-in-law, she grew up in the era. That's how that is, though. You get what I mean? And so, but at the same time, I know my mother-in-law, if you don't take that money, because I tried to fight it in the beginning, like, our relationship and shit, I tried to fight that shit. And that, like, and I remember my wife said, that's insulting to her. Take the goddamn money. You know what I mean? And so, I know that now, and I'm older. I've been around my mother-in-law over 20-something years. So I know better. She gave me the money. What I told her, I came out saying, Mom, you know you ain't got to give me that. Come on now. You know I do that shit for you. You my mom. She was like, well, you know. You know. I was like, all right, Mommy. Okay, cool. I took the money. Know what I did with the fucking money. Gave the shit away. I ain't gonna tell you how much money it is, nothing like that, but I gave the money away, bro. I gave it to a little dude that was down in the city, you know, doing the squeegee shit. Gave him shit. You know what I mean? I was at a Burger King where a white dude was out there. You look bad. Yeah, for food. Gave him some money. Then a couple other people gave some money too. You get what I'm saying? But I didn't use the money. I just gave that shit away. No, I ain't gonna say that. No, I did use $5 of it. Cause I was out, I had did a cause like I said, I had that money for a minute, and I went to what day was that? Was that Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. Last Monday, I had went to Burger King and got something to eat. You know what I mean? Spent $5 there. That was the last $5 of it that she gave me. She gave me that shit about almost 2-3 weeks ago. But I just spread it out and gave it to people. You know what I mean? I didn't need the fucking money. And no disrespect to my mother-in-law. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? She helped me out with way more bigger shit than that financially. And Have did that. So, you know, she gave me that money. It wasn't, I ain't gonna say it's little money, but it wasn't like some shit I needed at the time. You know what I mean? So I gave it back. But shout out to my mother-in-law. Great person. Made me I'll tell y'all how I am a lot of the times. A lot of that shit come from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is a great person. I ain't never been around somebody like that. Ever. Ever in my life. I always tell my mother-in-law like that. Like, you change who I am, like how I think about a lot of shit. And how giving I am in a way. And how I look at certain shit a certain type of way. My mother-in-law is like a great person. You know what I mean? Always. Love my mother-in-law. Like I said, she my mom. Tell her all the time, she my mom. You know what I mean? I love my birth mom. I love her to death, of course. But, you know, how my mother-in-law teaching me shit and been around in my life and always been there for me and shit like that. Like, that's my mom, man. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need to have that around you. And you don't recognize that shit a lot of times. We don't recognize it, but sometimes you need that positive shit around you. Regardless, you be like, oh, they square, they don't understand. Listen, nigga, listen, I ain't no square, bro. You think my mother-in-law don't know where I come from and what I used to do? You know what I mean? Or my mother-in-law don't talk to me? Yeah, we talk. Like, nigga, she know who I am. Well, she had an influence in my life. I ain't listen to everything my mother-in-law say, but I took a lot of major shit of who she is as a person. I took that shit, and I love that about her. And it probably was always in me, but, you know, sometimes you can get blinded by shit, and she made me who I am, part of who I am a little bit. So shout out to my moms. My mother-in-law, man. Love her to death. Call her moms. Well, we call her mommy, but You know, shout out to mommy, man. And my brother True, he'll tell you that. Shout out to my brother True. He'll tell you about mommy. Mommy like that. Real talk. But leave your comments, hit that like button. Support your boy. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.